Hello everyone. I hope you have a nice day and may God bless every single one of you. In some of my videos I mentioned about my parents was disfellowship. But there's parts of the story I think you need to know. The parts is my mother and father, when they came in to the truth, my dad was able to feed us because of his income. Till later down the line, my mother was able to get a job working for one of the elders and his wife. My mother was a pioneer before that. She put Jehovah first. She put the brothers and sisters first, and going door to door was critical to do. The reason I'm bringing this out, I'm going to show you something that what love is, true love, and how it can crush a person or a family apart. So if you have an interesting ear, stay on and let me finish my story, please, because this could be you and your story. My mother had a heart of gold. Yes, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, some of them do have heart of gold. But my mom was doing things that the elders was not doing. Yes, the elders. I got your ears open. I got you thinking. That's good. When my mother saw certain brothers and sisters wasn't attending the meetings, she called them up after she found the phone number. She even went over to a few houses and to encourage them to come back, because they felt like nobody at the Kingdom Hall didn't even care if they missed one meeting, 2 meetings. 2 meetings became 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And the elders didn't care. The reason why, because if you wasn't like a special pioneer, a Zoli pioneer, or someone that was placing more literature, more books, you was on the top of the list. But when you was just got maybe 1 or 2 hours on the weekend, maybe total 5 or 6 hours during the month, the elders didn't care, because they figured unless you do more, you're not doing your best. And I know if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you know what I'm saying is the truth. They want you to keep going out in service more and more and more and more. When circle overseer comes, they're pushing you to go out more than what you've been doing. And I brought that out in one of my other videos. But getting back to my parents. My mother was working at that time with a brother and his wife in cleanup work after the company built the houses. You know, he's painting the walls and cleaning up the garbage, the wood, and everything else. My mother went, somehow she wasn't able to work for this sister again because my dad needed another person to be in his tree work, because I left home, and my other brother, he left, so that was only left him. And in tree work, you got to have two people. You have to, because it's unsafe. And I learned that the hard way. Doing a big tree, doing it by yourself. You can't do work of people, two people at the same time. It takes too long, and you can make too many mistakes. My mother, Beck, gave out. She was unable to even walk. My dad had to pick her up, carry her to the bathroom, carry her to the bed. They went through several different doctors, and they found out that she had a bad disc in her back. So how many elders and their wives came out and helped my mother when she was down, when she couldn't even move? None. Absolutely none. My dad, he was the one that was giving out the books, the literature in the congregation. And this part I'm going to tell you, my dad couldn't put two together. What made him quit doing that? Because since he's quit talking to me, I couldn't sit down and explain to him that I know the reason why the elders did what they did. They treated my dad as a criminal, that he was stealing money out of the bag and of the evening when they locked up the literature and the money and all that. They thought my dad was just stealing money. And I'm going to tell you the story why they assumed that, and you're going to be shocked. There was a lot of brothers and sisters that financially they wasn't able to get all the magazines and literature. But they wanted to serve Jehovah. They wanted to go out and service, but they mentioned to my dad that they run into finance problems. My dad pulled money out of his own pocket, gave the people their literature, and he put the money out of his own pocket and put it in to the bag. He had a heart of gold to do this. Love for them, love for Jehovah, and love for people that want to come into the truth. So he had a good heart. What happened was, I don't know how many people that he did this to, give him a helping hand. It got back to the elders. So the elders wanted to count the money in the bag. What was supposed to be like 1 month of counting all the money, it went down to every 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden it started going down every 1 week. Because my dad was still helping people. But the money was still in the bag. the money was still in the bag. And the outside, it was every single meeting. They had to check the bag to make sure all the money was in there. See, there was lack of communication. My dad didn't understand why they was doing that. All he knew that he knew in his heart they're accusing him stealing money. Elders never approached my dad and told him, we heard from this sister or this brother that you gave him free magazines. My dad would have told him. Two things. One, was there any money missing? Of course not. That's the reason they didn't approach my dad, because there was no money missing. And two, my dad did it out of kindness to help the brothers and sisters. So my dad didn't approach the elders and find out why they was doing this to him, why they was making him think that they didn't trust him with the money from the literature that he was putting in the bag when the brothers and sisters was buying the magazines or the books. So was this lack of love on the elders' part for not approaching my dad about it to find out why people saying they're getting free magazines? No, they didn't, because they was too embarrassed, but being embarrassed to find out that what's going on, what was being said. My dad and mom gradually fell out of the truth. And then, gradually, they quit going to meetings. And I made a comment. My mother said she'd rather die in Armageddon than live on earth with hypocrites. The ones supposed to be your brothers and sisters, supposed to be better than the ones out there in the world. I mean, I'm just telling you exactly what her words is. And they still believe this is the truth. So what's the point? What I'm trying to bring up? The point is, people is coming into religion assuming that there is love among Jehovah's Witnesses people. And I just tell you a story that is true. Elders don't trust no one. They won't listen to someone. When I tried to get the elders to go out there and help my mother and father, they said, leave it in Jehovah's hands. When my parents was disfellowshipped, because one sister, and I found out from my mom later down the line that the sister tried to destroy my mother and father relationship, and got back to the elders. My parents got disfellowshipped, but really, it was more my dad than my mom, but she got disfellowshipped with my dad. And the sister did not get disfellowshipped. And when I approached the elders, all of that, and when I faced one of the elders on the committee, he said, I don't know if Jehovah would forgive me. But that's another story. I'll bring out another video. Now, can you honestly tell me there's love among Jehovah's Witnesses? Thank you, and have a nice day.